I just need to share my screen now. Uh, alright, cool, perfect. Alright, basically for GU, something I kind of forgot to point out is let's just go back in time to about here. Was that we're technically in a downtrend, and just like EJ, we kind of had like a misleading push to the upside. Obviously, we had no corporation here at this high. Oh, that's a bit crazy. At this high, and also at this high here. So we didn't really have any candle closures above, so that was merely just a liquidity spike, and we kind of made equal highs here. What was also interesting was the push back down, and we obviously clearly broke intraday structure to the downside. So that was obviously a good indication of like where our bias was kind of heading. Let me actually delete this, and we'll go to the hourly. Now you see this strong bullish candle, and then bang, these two rejecting candles. Obviously, this tells me that there's something within this candle here that price is going to come back up to. Because if we follow price's narrative, we obviously came up, I think it was on the 3 hour. We literally filled in some of this inefficiency here, yeah, within this little gap. And it was literally just by like 0.1 of a pip. But regardless, that's basically what it shows. So I knew that if we follow price's narrative, there's going to be something within this candle here that we're going to have to follow. So what I did was go down the time frames and kind of see what we got. Hello, Christos. How are you? Good. Just going through GU. Yeah, so this is what we had. 45. Yeah, so basically we had this inefficiency, and here was the fill. Let me just get rid of this box here. So let's go down to the 40. That inefficiency is still valid. 30, it's still valid, but now we got one that's in more premium price. Now we got two. Let's keep going down. 25. Okay. We got another inefficiency fill here. Let's go to the 20. Okay. I can delete this one here now, because that's not really gonna go with my bias, because these two are more premium price, and that's kind of what I'm more inclined to do. But something interesting was that the 30-minute fill. No, sorry. What was that? Yeah, the 30-minute fill was the same as the 25-minute. No, that's not it. Hold on. These colors are getting me confused. Oh yeah, it's the 30-minute 50%. Yeah. So the 30-minute 50% is on the same level as the 25-minute fill. So now we've got time frame confluence there, so I can kind of delete this higher one, because I know this is the general region I'm kind of be looking to take the setup. So let's keep going down. 20-minute. Alright, that inefficiency is still valid. Go put this up here. 15. Yeah, it's still valid to this inefficiency fill here. See how it lines up on the same price point across multiple time frames. And then 10-minute, and literally it's still valid. So you can go all the way down to, I think it's still lined up to the 3-minute. But what's actually interesting is this. So if you play this out, and play this. We came up, and we literally just missed the POI, right? And what's interesting is this. On the retracement back down, notice how we didn't actually break structure here. So what this tells me is that 9 times out of 10 we're probably gonna come up to this POI. Why? Because if we broke structure here, that means whatever this mitigated was like significant enough for us to make that push, but it wasn't. And if it did, for example, let's just say this actually ended up coming down here, then we'd have a new trading range. So the new trading range would be from here to here, right? And that's where you'd look to take a setup between like in this sort of like price region. But we didn't actually break structure. Oh, we didn't actually break any sort of structure. We just consolidated for a bit, and then look what actually ended up happening. And I think this was us going into Asian. There's literally like low volume, no liquidity, and early in the morning, bang, we literally came up, perfect tap here. To be fair, I would have taken it at a 50% of this POI, simply because look, we have no corporation here, so we literally just took that high and bounced. So that was merely a liquidity purge. We have our POI lineup, and what time is this? This is post New York, so this is within the trading hour. So you could have taken this. Let me check what stop loss size this would have been. Bang. If you guessed that top, you would have had a stop loss of about 3.5 pips. And you could have had your take profit at external range down here. So that would have been 25%. Yeah, this was sweet, to be honest. And if you go to the 1 minute, what we actually had, if you took this first trade, you would have guessed the top, because you don't know that this would have broke structure after mitigating the inefficiency, right? So that could have merely just served as a POI. But this is where like I found it kind of interesting. So price hit the POI here, right? And look, obviously, I haven't done a video on this yet, but this is the blind candle here, because we can't go lower than the 1 minute. So what happened was we had a blind candle and we had an inefficiency, and we literally had them on the same level. And then look at that. Could have literally taken this short here, and you would have been more comfortable and confident taking that, because we actually broke structure to the downside. So this makes sense. Taking it off that top didn't make sense, because like there was literally no BOS, there was no downside confirmation. We just kind of assumed that this is going to be the top, and then this would have given you a 3.3 pip stop loss. So your stop loss would have been even smaller, and you could have had the same profit target. Let's actually move this out. Go back to the 10. And to be honest, yeah, this is the kind of price action I like. You know, when you enter and prices goes right into profit. It doesn't play around. I mean, that's the whole point of these concepts. Like, it kind of taps and runs. And then look, this literally just fell out the sky after this. Oh, yeah, this was interesting because I thought this was a sponsored candle, and in my opinion, it kind of was, because we mitigate this inefficiency here as well. But we literally just came up, purged it, and I'm not gonna go through this right now, but this was actually a redistribution schematic, and what actually happened was we just dropped out from there. So this was really like a last point of support on the schematic. We came up, we took out this high, no corporation, and we literally just dropped. So then that would have been a nice 25% trade. So obviously going into next week, let me actually close this all out. What I was actually looking for was this here. So obviously this was the whole setup. This actually ended up coming way further down. I think it was like a 50% setup, like 48% there. And then obviously price came up, kind of consolidated and ranged into Asian, pushed to the downside, BOS. So then we had our trading range within here now. You see how we broke structure. So now this is the kind of area you're looking for your next trade within here. So then you got to kind of like analyze this price structure to kind of like point out where price could potentially reverse. Let's go to the hourly. We had a perfect inefficiency tap here, and obviously price dropped. After that, we broke obviously this structure here to the downside, this structure here to the downside, and this obviously looks quite corrective. This obviously looks like an impulse to me, and this is kind of like lagging a bit. So what I'm going to look for is, I think it's a 1 minute SC. Yeah, this 1 minute sponsored candle. Obviously that candle looks pretty, I mean, I don't mind taking that off the off the open, simply because that lines up with the inefficiency fill as well, right here. But I'm probably not going to take this at this level. I'm going to wait for a break of structure because I don't need to, because this in itself is like a 9 pip stop loss. So I'd rather wait for BOS to kind of confirm. Plus, in doing so, I'd kind of confirm that we're not going to purge these equal highs up here, because that's also a possibility. We got some resting liquidity up here. We could take that and then just fall. So it really depends. But yeah, this does look like a strong downtrend. Like, look at this. This is just corrective, and then we're 9 times out of 10 going to see this. But yeah, I hope that makes sense. We'll move to Euro GBP and go through that as well. Damn, man, I got so many markings on this, but what did we have here? This was a 5 minute inefficiency fill here. Right here. After that, we literally tapped it, dropped, and basically, if we follow price's narrative, I think it's on the 2 minute. Let me just double check. What do we got? No, 3 minute. I wouldn't really consider that. Let's go to the 1 minute. Now, sometimes I do these markups and I forget what I was looking at. Yeah, it's just like, well, what inefficiency? Where? Oh, there we go. 6 minute inefficiency fill here, right? And then that left us with this beautiful sponsored candle here. We had a strong reaction to the downside after that. And look at that bullish impulse also took out these equal highs here. I'm sorry for this messy ass graph, but you know what? Let me delete some of this. It's unnecessary. If you guys don't know how to do that, you just press Command and drag the mouse. Yeah, but what's interesting about this price point, yeah, is I think it's the 7 minute, yeah. So this looks obviously like a nice sponsored candle, but what is interesting is if you go to the hourly, where that candle was, we actually got an inefficiency. And we also got this high here, and we kind of haven't really broken below this point. I mean, we kind of spiked it, but I don't really see a nice break of structure. So coming into next week, I'm actually looking for GU to open and push down. So on the open, so if price is here, on GU open, I'd kind of want it to open lower. But on Euro GBP, I want it to open higher. I want it to open here, come back down, fill the gap, and then, damn, that is some poor markings. Close this gap here, and then hopefully move up higher, take out this level of liquidity here, and then mitigate this inefficiency and sponsored candle. Then that's where I'd kind of like start looking for an entry. Obviously, I don't have to, I'm not going to take it from the inefficiency, but I'm quite certain we're going to have a reaction from that level, so it's just something to look out for. But obviously, I'll keep you guys posted on that coming into tomorrow and Tuesday. I mean, not 9 times out. I mean, probably going to see this on Monday because it's only about like, how far is this? Like 40 pips away. We're definitely probably going to see this on Monday. Besides that, I'm not really looking at anything else. Let's look at GJ. I think Pedro. I think we both went through this. Yeah, it was it's kind of in this region where we're breaking structure to the upside and to the downside. So it's kind of like just waiting for it to play out, give you some sort of clarity. Like you know let me just go back to it. It's like a good tip to keep in mind when we missed our entry here. Yeah, you could have assumed that we're gonna break structure, and you could have been. So if we go to, let's actually replay. Come here. Let's go down to like the 2 minute. Right. You could have assumed that we're gonna break structure, right? And you could have potentially taken, let's say this short here, yeah. And yeah, you would have gone into like what, a little bit of profit. Price would have went your way, right? But if you just saw that we didn't exactly hit the POI, you should just like it's just wiser to wait for the market to provide you with that clarity you're looking for. So you know when you're thinking what's gonna happen, let the market show you what's gonna happen. Because like after this, you don't really know if we're gonna break structure or not. But if we did, you know, okay, cool, we're gonna retrace, and somewhere in the retracement, I'm gonna look for my entry. But if it doesn't, you know that okay, cool, this is still on the cards. We could actually still potentially see this play out, and that's exactly what happened here. So there's just there's a lot to learn from this setup. It was quite interesting how this played out. Kind of annoyed that I missed it though. When was this? 26th. What date was that? I think so. Let me check. Um, it was on Monday. Oh shit, yeah, it was. That's mad. Yeah, I didn't even know. Oh wait, yeah, it was because I think we were waiting for yeah, we were waiting for this yeah, we were waiting for this 10-minute sponsored candle here. Now I remember because we had an inefficiency fill here. I think it was on the hourly. I'm not gonna go through that, but we had this SC here. So if you go to the previous recorded Zoom, yeah, I had this marked out, and literally when we came here, zero reaction, like poor. And I was like, we're definitely not gonna take this. When this just ended up dying. Um, and it just sort of like played out, and I kind of obviously after this break of structure here happened, I knew that this is still to the downside. But I was more focused on Euro GBP, so I didn't really actually focus on that for the week. But yeah, GJ is interesting. Uh, I like to see this. To be honest, this is strong here. This wave here is strong. We broke intraday structure here, but until I see these highs here get tapped and broken, I don't really like to. I wouldn't really want to sell this because we got a dirty long-term downtrend. I mean, this is from like when is this? September. So from September, we've literally just been ranging. So we're kind of in like a little. We're still in a downtrend here technically because I mean, if I delete all of this, let me just hide it. We haven't broken this high here, nor these highs up here. This is all untouched, but we're continuously breaking structure to the downside. So not too keen on looking for longs here, to be honest. And obviously, look, got an inefficiency fill there. Pedro pointed that out. We've got a sponsored candle here. We literally just tapped the open, just missed the 50 by like, what is that? That pip. And then after that, let's see if we broke. We really kind of moved lower. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens because we're either going to break this level here and move down. And depending on how we do that, we've got a little POI on the 45, I believe. Nope, hour, 2 hour. Yep, right here. We've got this little inefficiency. We kind of got no cooperation here. kind of purge sell side liquidity. So if we do move lower, depending on how we move lower, we could look for longs. But as I said, it's a bit of a, gonna have to wait and see how this plays out. Let the market give you that clarity, you know what I mean? If we got volume confluence on the way down, so if we make a downside move and bearish volume is like diminishing, then I'd look to take this long, simply because this is like hella strong. Yeah. But you know, as I say, 80% of your trade should be a continuation and 20% should be a reversal. Trade with the trend. Yeah, to be honest, unless you guys want me to go for anything, that's all I really got. I'm just gonna wait and see what happens this week. Also, because it's the elections, I'm not really too keen on trading. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully, I'm looking for GU to like drop out the sky, to be honest. And we'll see what happens with Euro GBP. Let's study that price action. It'll be really interesting though. I think this is the first time yeah I think this is the first time I'm trading during an election, so it'll be interesting to see how this kind of. Yeah. We have a lockdown on Tuesday, I believe, right? Fine, Boris is a mess, man. Yeah, I saw a video of like people running away from Paris, like trying to get home. It's all mad, man. But yeah, we'll see what happens, to be honest. As I said, with EJ taking this high, the moving lower seems highly probable, but we're gonna have to see how price reacts at those levels. But yeah, that's all I really got. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen now. How do I do that? Here we go. I'm just gonna stop recording too.